Welcome everyone, happy Friday. I am so excited to come on today and do a full body CARS class. So wherever you are, you don't need a lot of space, you just need yourself. CARS are controlled articular rotations, and it's part of the FRC system where we are building more connection of our neurological system within our joints, which then trickles out throughout our body and helps us create more mobility. Now, what's mobility for me? Mobility is flexibility and strength, and they come together. And when we do CARS, we want to make sure that we are really being honest with how our body moves and not moving into pain, maybe some discomfort, but not like pinching or stabbing sensations. So I really hope that you enjoy these movements, and that's it. Let's get started. So have yourself standing in a position where you feel fairly comfortable. If you are brand new to CARS, I want you just first to try to get the movements that we're doing, the pattern of the movements. If you've done CARS in the past, then you should be starting to work more on that breath work, that breath control, of retaining the breath in that belly and having a bit more of a shorter, shallow breath so that you can irradiate the energy all through your body. So starting with your feet underneath your hips so that you're pretty comfortable, we are going to begin with our neck or cervical spine rotations. Let's take a big breath in, and as we exhale, let the belly, the ribs come down towards the hips. Feel the strength there. Now keep that strength there and continue to breathe. Take your hands down by your sides and try not to move anything else but the neck. Bring your chin down towards your chest. Trace your collarbones over towards the right shoulder. Drop your ear behind you. Lift the chin up and around. Drop the ear behind the left shoulder. Turn and look at the left shoulder, and then continue the circle all the way around. Let's keep going that same direction. Make sure that you're holding the rest of your body nice and firm. You're not doing any rotations other than in the neck. Turn and look at your shoulder. Try to push yourself to the farthest position you possibly can. This is the last one we'll do going this way. Lift the chin up, drop that ear behind the shoulder, look at your shoulder, come back towards the center and lift the chin up. Let's reverse. So now take that chin down. Make sure everything else is strong. Look towards the left shoulder. Drop your ear behind. Lift the chin up and around. Drop the ear behind the right shoulder. Turn and gaze. And then down and around. I'm taking you through a little bit faster today so we can get it all done. Chin comes up and around. And then in the coming weeks, we're going to break all of these down. One more circle all the way to the left. Drop your ear behind you. Keep the belly firm. Lift the chin up and around. Turn and look over the right shoulder. Come back towards the center and then lift the gaze up. Excellent. Now let's move our scapula. Keeping the arms down, there's a few rules with this one. Hands by your sides. They can come up and down. Hands aren't allowed to come forward and back or off of the body. Try to keep your elbows as straight as you possibly can. I'll turn to the side. Let's bring the shoulders as far forward as you can. Lift them up towards your ears. Retract them back as far as you can, and then drop them down. Two more this way. So forward, bring them up. Squeeze them back. You might get a few pops and cracks. Down. One more. Forward and up. Squeeze it back and down. Now let's reverse. Keep them back and lift them up. Bring them forward. Bring them down and take them back. Try not to flare the ribs or jut the chin forward. Lift them up. Bring them forward and down. One more time. Bring it back. Lift it up. Forward and down. Excellent job. We're coming down into, I was going to do the elbows. Let's do the shoulders first. Palm faces forward. Take that arm across the body. Maybe it brushes across your cheek. Maybe it doesn't. Pay attention to how it feels at the top of the shoulder. Once you can't go any farther, begin to internally rotate. So send the thumb away from you. And now we're taking the arm behind you. Keep the rib cage down and really work not to rotate towards the shoulder as you take it behind you. Excellent. You'll finish with the pinky finger facing forward by your side. Let's reverse. Take it behind you, squeeze it back as far as you can, then externally rotate as you lift up and around and all the way down. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more just like that. Bring it across the body and up, internally rotate. Keep the belly firm. Take it behind you. If these are new for you, sometimes it's a little tricky, or we have a learning curve of learning the pattern of the movement. Bring it all the way up and across and down. Once you understand the pattern of the movement, then we have to work a little bit harder in the movements. So I'm just doing a basic level 1 cars. Internally rotate, take that arm behind you, and then let's reverse, send the thumb back, lift it up, whew, around, crunch, 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 and down. Let's try the other side. So left hand or whatever arm you haven't done, bring it across, all the way up. Then when you can't go any farther, internally rotate and send it behind you. Keep the rib cage down. Whew, and reverse, thumb goes back. Lift it up and around and all the way down. We've got 2 more just like that. Send that arm across, lift it up, internally rotate, take it behind you. Try not to twist. I really have a hard time on this side not twisting. I've got to really hold the rest of my body firm. Send it behind and up and all the way down. I believe we have 1 more. Take it across and up. Internally rotate as you send it back. If you're just joining, you can join in whenever. We're working on the shoulder here. Send that thumb back as far as you can. Lift it up and around and in front and all the way down. Excellent. Coming into the elbows. Have the elbow pits, this part, face forward, palms face forward. Upper arms are tight in. We're going to pull the hands up towards you, not bending at the wrist, keeping everything very, very straight. Really work hard. Spin the hands to face forward, or the palms, and then press it down. I want you to move here as if you were trying to move through mud. Spin the palms forward, lift. So you're really trying to create your own resistance. Turn the palms forward and take it down. 1 more. Spin the palms forward and lift it up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Turn the palms forward and send it down. Now let's reverse that. Pull them up. Turn them back and press them down. Turn the palms to face the back. Squeeze. Keep working hard. I know after a while you kind of start to get it maybe a little bit relaxed. Keep the tension. This can be a very effective movement for your body if you keep your attention on working really hard. I'm sweating. Turn and bring them down. Now we're coming into the wrists. These can be a little bit tricky, and sometimes I do them one hand and then the other, but today, just for time purposes, we are going to do them at the same time. Hug your elbows in as if you were holding a platter in front of you. Palms stay facing forward. Turn the pinky fingers, or rotate the pinky fingers in as much as you can. Try to keep the palms facing away from you as you bring the fingertips down. Continue this circle as the thumbs come out. There's not a lot of movement there, so don't be surprised if it doesn't go. And then pull them up. Now, as you pull them up, don't lead with the fingers. Lead with the base of the knuckles to come all the way up. Whew. We come in. If you work in an office or you're on your phone a lot, these are like golden for you. Turn them out and then pull them up. If you find it really tricky to concentrate on both, you can always do one and then the other. Turn down. There's many ways to do cars or to implicate this into your system that you're working on. Let's come back to the beginning and reverse. Pinky fingers in. So just because this is the way that I'm doing them today, doesn't mean that we can't do them in other ways. Pull it up. It kind of depends on an individual basis of where you're at. So if something's not working for you, you can always reach out, and maybe there is a different variation I would give you. Oh my goodness, my arms are burning. Pinky fingers in, fingers up, and all the way down. Whew, let's shake it out. Now, normally or typically I would take you into global spinal cars. We're going to skip that today, and we are going to do some cat-cows. So if you have space, come down onto your hands and knees. And these are not just like regular cat-cow where you're just going in and up or up and down. I want you to focus on moving one vertebrae at a time. Let's begin with our tailbone, right at the tip. I want the tailbone to start to lift up towards the ceiling, and that will already start to dip the lumbar spine down. Keep the belly nice and firm. Try to move one vertebrae at a time as you roll through your spine, creating a really deep arch and trying to keep the arch as even as you can. Now reversing this, tuck the tailbone and start to arch your back up towards the ceiling like you're making a rainbow shape, going really slow. Ending with the chin tucked. Let's do two more variations, or two more sets, sorry. Lift the tailbone up, ripple through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Getting an idea of where maybe your spine doesn't move, because we all have those spots that we're a little bit limited. Tuck the tailbone, pull it in, and all the way up as we press into our cat pose. One more. Lift the tailbone, ripple through the spine, bringing it all the way down. Pull the sternum through, and then tuck the tailbone and press into that cat position. Excellent. Let's come into a neutral spine. We're going to do quadruped hip cars. So starting with one leg, transfer all of your weight onto the other knee. Hover the opposite knee off the floor. Let's point our toes. Pull the knee in as tight as you can without rounding into that cat. Now we want to keep our spine as neutral as possible. Open the knee out towards the side and then circle it around and down. These are really complex. Let's do 3 in this direction. Pull the knee in, open to the side. So I generally like to start hip cars just by trying to get that hip to move independently. Pull the knee in, open the knee to the side, scoop it up and down. Let's reverse. Send the knee back. Keep pushing with your arms. Try not to dip the chest. Pull the belly in, open it to the side, and pull it in. I always advise to maybe go a little bit smaller at first so that you know you're isolating the movement in the hip joint instead of trying to make the circles so big and we begin to use our spine. Send it up, around, and down. Excellent. Let's reset onto the other side. So now we're balancing on the other knee. Lift the opposite knee in. Pull it in towards the belly. Open towards the side. Circle it all the way around. Let's do 2 more this direction. 3 is the magic number. Open it to the side, circle it around, pull it down and in, open it to the side, circle it around. Hip cars always make me sweat. Bring it down. Let's reverse. Send it back. Squeeze those glutes and hammies. Open it to the side, circle it down, reach it back, open to the side, in and down. We got 1 more. Whew. Push it into the floor. I was starting to get a little bit lazy there. Open it out to the side, bring it in and set it down. Amazing job. We've got a few more joints to address and we want to make sure we're not skipping anything. Now we're coming to the knees. You can always do this seated on the floor. I know that that's not always available to everyone. So sit yourself in a chair or on a surface where you can hold onto your thigh and make sure that you're not doing any movement from the hip until the knee. All the movement is from the kneecap. So you'll see your tibia and you'll see your foot and ankle do the rotation or do the movement even though the rotation's happening at the knee. Try to stay as tall and firm as you can. Externally rotate in the knee as much as you can. Now straighten your leg without moving the upper part of your thigh. Internally rotate and then pull it down. We're trying to create as big of a circle, externally rotate, stretch it out, in the knee joint as we can. We often think internally rotate and bend as our knee as a hinging joint, but it actually does circular rotations. Turn it out, stretch it up, turn it in, and bend. Let's reverse that. So lead with the pinky toe edge, and out, and bend, and internally rotate, and stretch. Remember, we're not moving the thigh or the hip. Turn it out and down. Internally rotate, stretch it up and in and down. Remember, you can do this sitting on the floor. Let's switch to the other side. Get that leg up. We want to make sure we're not moving anything else. We're just moving from the kneecap, moving the tibia. Turn it out, stretch the leg, turn it in, and bend. And turn it out, stretch the leg, turn it in, and bend. And I find there's not always a big, giant sensation, but it's really hard. Like it's hard to get that knee moving. Turn it in and down. Let's reverse. I can't remember if that was 2 or 3. Stretch and turn it out and pull it in. We want to do our cars every day. Turn it in, stretch. And if you're doing any type of other movement practice or workout, using cars as a warm-up, so good. Turn it in. So before you're lifting weights or if you're going for a run or something, turn it out and bring it down. Awesome. We start with those cars. Now, I like to sit on the floor for my patella cars. You can stay seated. The biggest thing is making sure that your thighs, your quadriceps are really, really relaxed. This freaks some people out. You use your thumbs and we begin to move the patella. So that's the top part of the kneecap. And we want to see if we can create circles with them. So often I'll get clients to start just by pushing them side to side and then up and down. And once you're comfortable with that, then we create circles. And this one's really easy to implement in your day. And just like 3 or 4 in each direction. Let's move to the other side. Make sure your quadriceps nice and loosey-goosey. Start side to side and up and down. And then when it's ready, you'll be surprised how many people the kneecap or the patella doesn't want to move. It's really, really tight. So if that's you, you want to really put this into your practice. Okay, we're almost there. I promise we're almost done. Now we're heading onto the ankles. So you can get back on a chair if you need a chair, or you can stay seated. We want to make sure that the knee now isn't moving. So if I'm down on the floor, I like to take one arm underneath and my other arm on top and then lock it into place so I know I'm only moving my ankle. Rotate the ankle out with the pinky toe. Spread the toes as you come into a point and then internally rotate. Ooh. I always get a few little cramps. Flex. So we come into that dorsiflexion, rotate it down into our plantar flexion, internally rotate it up. Let's do one more going this way, out and down, in and up. Now reverse. Take the big toe in, down, around and up and in, down. Ooh, crack, 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 out and up. One more, in, down, out and up. Whew. Let's switch to the other side. Lock it in, rotate it out, down. Now, like I said, cars every day. Sometimes what I find happens though is people get bored, right? We're like, oh, I've done my cars. I know my cars. I don't need to do them. These are the bare minimum of cars. We can continue to grow and grow and grow with what we're doing in our cars, so that we can continue to build more strength and flexibility. Let's reverse. So if you're someone that has been doing these level 1 cars for a while and you're feeling like, I'm just not seeing anything happening in my body, it's because we need to change. We need to amp it up. Add a few more things in there. But a basic level cars is good no matter what. It always feels good. Excellent job. Let's shake those ankles out. My last one, my favorite one, always gets a few giggles from some people, is the toes. So we want to spread the toes on the floor as much as we can. Make sure that all 4 toes are staying down on the floor, and then try to do your best to lift your big toes up off the floor and then set them down. We'll do that 2 more times. Lift those big toes up off the floor. Press the other ones down, lots. And down. 1 more time. As you lift the big toes, make sure you're not rolling to the pinky toe edge. Keep the entire base of the foot down and set it down. Now let's reverse. Big toes stay down. All 4 toes come up. I find this one's harder for me. And set it down. We want to try to spread them as we lift them. So lift them up and spread. I like to watch them. They're so funny. And bring them down. If you really can't do it, get down there and use your hands. Press the big toe down and lift the other toes and down. Let's finish this off by lifting all 10 toes up off the floor. Tap just the big toe down and lift them up. Tap the big toe down and lift it up. Keep the weight even on your feet. Tap the big toe down and lift them up. Now keep the big toes up. Tap the other 4 toes down. Lift them up. Tap the other 4 toes down, lift them up. One more, tap them down, and lift them up and rest your feet down. There we have it, everyone. That is a top to bottom full body cars. It only takes about 15 minutes of your day once you know the routine to get you going through it. So I encourage you to come back to this video time and time again. Keep practicing them. Keep this into your practice. And then when you're ready, or if you need more guidance on how to amp up your mobility practice, of course, you want to reach out to me. Head on to my VIP link and this class will get emailed right to you, or you can also get accepted into my private group, and the class will be there in like the next 5 minutes. So have a great Friday, a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.